Again, and welcome to another edition of Southern Country. Hi, I'm Herb Southern. Welcome to the show, my friends. On this show, I happen to have a good friend of mine who was here before, Mr. Darryl Worley. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Good to see you, Darryl.
Good to see you, too.
All right. It's been a couple of years, and you've been doing great, and I just want to catch up with how good you've been doing.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
When I saw you the last time, you were just starting out. Now we're going to see how far you've gone for 2-3 years.
All right.
Let's talk about Have We Forgotten. That was a big one for you. That was on the top of the charts for what, 7-8 weeks?
7 weeks. Top
Now,
of the charts.
when was that song written, and the story that inspired the writing of that song?
When we went to Afghanistan last year for the Christmas holidays, that was the inspiration for the song, was just being over there, spending some really quality time, with our military troops, and getting to see firsthand what they do and what their sacrifice is for this country. It just moved me, and it changed me. It changed my life, and I wanted to come back home and do something to honor them and to bring some respect to them. And really, that's the primary reason we wrote the song. Sort of, I guess, a secondary reason would be to remind some folks, around the country. A handful of people seem to have let the events of 9/11 slip from their mind pretty quickly, and we just thought it might be a good way to remind them that it hadn't been that long since that attack on the country, and we need to remember those things.
You did a great job with that song.
Thank you.
Now, how long did it take that song from the time you wrote it to get to the top of the charts?
From the time it was written?
Yeah.
Well, once it was released, it went to #1 in 5 weeks, but it was probably about 2.5 months.
Okay.
maybe not that long. It was very quick.
That song speaks for liberty and freedom. This is your second #1 song.
That's right.
Correct. What was
Yeah.
the first one?
I Miss My Friend.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
And that created quite a stir. That
Have You Forgotten?
Have You Forgotten? It's honored in the Tennessee General Assembly. You were introduced by Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld.
Yeah,
Was that a career highlight?
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
Had to be. And you created quite a buzz with the USA Today, LA Times, Today Show. You were on quite a... And what's the Let Freedom Ring rally in America in Nashville? What was that?
They had Phil Valentine put together a show. It was just a freedom rally, and it was just before the war started, I think. We went out and just everybody that believes in America and what it stands for, and also to everyone who wanted to stand up in support of our military troops. We gathered together down in Nashville. There's probably 3,500, 4,000 people there, and sang a few songs, and we had a couple of ministers come out and speak and have prayer with a lot of the different soldiers and people. We even had some people that have been in this country for a while that came from Iraq, and they got up and talked about what they had been through under the reign of Saddam Hussein, and it was a good thing.
Moving day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think Have You Forgotten might overshadow your future music and being such a great song?
I think a lot of people would look at something that way, but I don't, because with a song like that, you just have to be thankful that it came along. I don't want to always be stuck in the political arena, which is kind of what we've been with that song. A lot of people that stood up, and said, well, that song is this or that song is that, and some people read a lot of things into it. I believe that we'll have songs that are as big as that song, but if I'm always remembered for Have You Forgotten, that's okay by me.
It'll work for you.
That's okay.
Do you think this song is on the same road as God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood? That was a big hit.
It may not be on the same road, but it's I think maybe it runs along right beside it.
There you go.
Parallels, pretty close.
Do you think you could have handled the fame of that song 5-10 years ago?
I don't know if I could handle any fame 5 or 10 years ago. I was a wild March hare, and I still hadn't grown up, and now I think I've got my feet a little more on the ground, and I care a little bit more about the music and what it stands for.
I read one line in one of the articles said, you believe the good Lord had something to do with the song and the timing of it.
There's no doubt about it, because, everybody out there is constantly trying to figure out how to orchestrate that kind of timing and that kind of response.
Right.
And if you could do that, if money could buy it, you'd have people doing it every day. This is just one of those things that was meant to be.
Meant to be.
And
It
I'm very
happened.
thankful for it.
There you go. Hey, this CD has some tunes from your first 2 CDs on it. Am I correct in saying
Correct,
that?
yeah.
Now, why'd you do that?
Well, it was really a time factor. I came back from over in the Middle East, and I wrote about 4 or 5 new songs. And they were all songs that I wanted to include on my new album, but Have You Forgotten was one of those songs, and when we debuted it on the Grand Ole Opry, people started downloading that performance and sending it to their local radio stations, and it killed my other single, which was Family Tree.
Yeah, that's
and
coming up.
the radio demanded that we get that song to them, so it wasn't on the albums. We had to figure out how to create a new album. So what our idea was to make a 16-song album, which would be a good buy for people who'd never had heard the music, and then all of the songs from the past would be kind of like a greatest hits for the fans that have bought the other albums. So we're just trying to take care of everybody when we did that, you know.
Let's show that video right now.
All right.
You've forgotten. Tell before we show it, tell us something about the taping of it, where it was taped, and anything unusual happened.
We kind of did the video in the studio there in Nashville, and we decided to make it quite a bit of a performance video, but we also included some of the footage from 9/11 and some other things. One thing that's kind of a cool thing to notice is the guy that played drums on this particular track and in the video was James Stroud, who's the famous Nashville producer who's produced everybody, anybody and everybody you can think of, and I'm very fortunate to have him in my camp, so he's on this video too.
I also read that you said, this is a quote from you, "It's just about the most surreal thing that ever happened in my life. It is hard to believe it's happening to me." True?
Absolutely true, yeah. I think we've experienced so many so many honors, and we've been awarded by different people, and I still say to them, it seems a little bit strange to receive awards and all these accolades for doing something that really should come natural to all of us. But I'm very, very thankful for the things people have given us.
Let's go backwards to "I Miss My Friend." Debuted at #1 on the country charts, and the title track hit the top spot on the single charts. Am I correct in saying that?
Absolutely.
How did you come by that song, and how do you relate to that song? Because you didn't write it.
Right. That's the only radio single I've ever had that I didn't write myself. A good friend of mine, Mark Nessler, is one of the writers. It was Mark Nessler, Tony Martin, and Tom Shapiro wrote the song, and we just got a copy of it it came from 3 different places. I had a copy, it came to my record label, and then my producer also brought in a copy. Frank Rogers is the guy who works with James Stroud on my records. And when I heard the song, I knew it was something that I had to record because of something that had happened in my past life that just really, it was a song that I had tried to write myself several times just to try and deal with some hurt from the past. And so I went ahead and recorded it, and it took me a while to get to where I could digest it and play it and sing it without just, falling apart. But
you breaking down.
Yeah.
Wow. That's that close.
Well, yeah, it was a very personal thing, and
I read that.
Yeah, I've talked about it quite a bit.
I read that. Now, what on that album? It says you put the vocals out front more than the band. Is that a change from the first album you had, "Rain Don't Last"?
Well, we just I think the vocal was tucked back in there pretty good in the first album, and we worked hard on making our vocals sound really good. So I said, let's get those vocals out there so that it sounds more like a traditional record, and they may even get a little bit more out front the next go around.
You got a CMT Flame-worthy award nomination for that one. That was your second one too.
Absolutely, the video concept, I guess it was.
Why don't we show that video? Tell us something about making "I Miss My Friend."
Well, this is probably one of the toughest ones ever because I was working with a professional actress there, Miss Leslie Lesh, and she did such a wonderful job, and she made me really step up to the plate. And all of that emotion that you see in this video is for real. There's no acting. We talked about the experiences that made us relate to that song, and I think it made the video what it is.
"Hard Rain Don't Last" released in 2000. No #1s off that album.
No.
No. You went top 12, top 15, and your first song was, you didn't have a video for this one, "You Need My Love." There was no video for that song, right?
Yeah, there was.
There was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
Oh, yeah,
my
there it
very
is.
first
Yeah,
video
there it
ever.
is. Yep. How about that? I thought there was no video for that. My Love with no video.
Sorry?
My Love, there's no video for that, right?
My Love? I
Isn't
don't,
that-
that's
you
not,
don't- That's not one of your
that's
songs?
not my song.
How about that? Well,
It was When You Need My Love, and then
Okay.
Good Day to Run was
Good Day
second.
was, yeah, Good Day to Run. And the Second Wind.
Uh-huh, then that was third.
That was the third one, all right.
Yes, sir.
Now, that was the most requested on your shows? Second
Oh, that
one?
song?
Yeah.
Everybody loves that
it?
song.
Yeah, that's a good song.
We
for
get a
you.
lot of response from the audience.
3 nominations, man. How about that, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a big surprise. I didn't know if we would be in the Horizon Award category again this year, but I really didn't expect those other ones. I know we had a great song this year, but you know, you kind of always wonder if you're far enough along to get in those categories. But hey,
Yes, you are.
you got to take them when they come to you.
Yeah. When we talk about 3 nominations, we're talking about the CMA Awards coming up later on this year. Darryl's nominated for 3 of them. That's good luck to you.
Thank you.
Talk to me about the second annual Tennessee River Run.
Well, it'll be our second year to do this event. You know, it's a charity event designed to raise money to help out the surrounding Hardin County and the surrounding areas, which is my
Your
home.
hometown.
Down on Pickwick Lake and right outside of a little town called Savannah, Tennessee.
There it is.
And that's in Hardin County. And last year was a huge success. We had a golf tournament and a fishing tournament
Yep.
and some other stuff, you know, a 5K run. And this year we've expanded it a lot. We have, like the fishing tournament's going to be crappie, bass, and catfish this year.
Okay.
And there's still going to have the 5K run.
Motorcycle poker.
Got the big
poker?
golf tournament. Got the
Yeah.
Harley ride,
Yeah.
which is they
Do you
told
run?
me the other day. I used to ride a lot.
little
John Michael, my road manager,
Okay.
he's going to take my place in that event.
He's a Harley
He got
man,
him a new
huh?
Harley,
There
yeah.
you go. Who'd you invite to the concert this year?
To perform,
Yeah.
we got Shalee Tennyson coming down to sing for us.
She's good.
We got Shelley Wright,
Oh, she's good.
the Whites from the Grand Ole
Yeah,
Opry,
sure.
which
Ricky
we
Skaggs
love.
family.
That's right. His wife is one of the
Sharon.
Whites, and they do some wonderful gospel and bluegrass music. And then Mark Wheels is going to perform.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
And then I'll shut them down with
There
the
you
final
go.
round over there.
All
It's
right.
going to be a big show. We'll have a blast.
Pick another video that we didn't show so far.
Family Tree.
All right, talk about it. Tell us something about it.
I was really comfortable doing this video because we just found this old house place out in Chapel Hill, Tennessee, and it just reminded me so much of my home and where I grew up. So, and I was wearing overalls and plow boots too, so I felt like I was back at home, and it just gave me a chance to really relax and be myself. And I enjoy doing all of the things that are kind of funny and comical and humorous. So, if you're a hillbilly, you can relate to this one.
Talk about your new album coming out.
Well.
What's on it and what the people can expect
The
to
new
hear.
album is Have You Forgotten? And what we did was we put out an album with 16 songs, and some of the better songs from the first 2 albums are on this. It's not really a greatest hits, but it's kind of like a best of Darryl Worley or whatever.
Okay.
And 4 of the new songs were written as a result of the trip to Afghanistan. So they were kind of inspired all by the things that happened in that time period. And it's just a really great compilation of Darryl Worley music. So if you're a Darryl Worley fan already and you'd like to pick up the compilation, and if you haven't ever heard any of my music, you're going to get a taste of it from the very beginning. So that one's called Have You Forgotten?
Is there a song on that? Is there a video on that album?
Yes, yeah.
Tennessee River? What?
Well, Have You Forgotten was the first
Right.
video, and then the new song, the single that's out right now is Tennessee River Run.
Tell us about it because we're going to close the show with that.
We shot this video down home. I don't know if you remember the A Good Day to Run video, but there was an old fella that introduced that video, and everybody thought that was really cool. Well, we brought him back for this video because this is kind of like A Good Day to Run on the water, except it was all shot on Pickwick Lake, and there's nothing fake in here. We're all just out there having a good time, and I think you'll be able to tell that when you watch the video.
Darryl, thank you very much for
Thank
being
you.
on the show. Appreciate your time with us.
Happy to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. Look forward to you in a couple of years when we'll check you out again in a couple of years,
Yeah,
Darryl.
do that.
All right.
All right.
We're going to wrap it up this time in Suds and Country. Thank Darryl Worley and have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.